Hey everyone, it's Kellen Brauer from RacerX back again with another race examination video from Tampa. And we're talking about the 450 main event start here to get underway. Talking about Chase Sexton specifically, because he obviously comes out with the race lead. Cooper Webb gets the whole shot, but Sexton gets the lead. And I wanted to highlight this because Sexton goes into the turn kind of in the middle of the pack, like behind everybody, but he does this nice sort of move right here where he's going to get on the brakes kind of well before everybody else, and he just misses clipping Cooper Webb's rear tire, but he also benefits from AC like almost sliding out behind him and not plowing him deeper into the corner, so he's able to slide back underneath and then cut underneath the Cooper going into the first turn. And then he rolls through the first section really fast to take the race lead away. So just nice like racecraft there, I guess, to read that situation, know that he wasn't going to get anybody into the first corner and come out with the early race lead. Then we get to Justin Barcia and Jason Anderson getting together. Anderson goes in and tries to block past Barcia, and then they both go down. And Anderson being a little overzealous here. Here's some footage from the floor. And you can see as they come in here, Anderson looks like he's got it actually kind of lined up to make the pass right here. But what happens is when he makes contact with Justin, it stands him back up and kind of pushes him straight forward towards the bale. So he's still trying to knife the front tire to turn down, but it's too late. It slides over the berm and he falls down. And I also noticed it's kind of interesting that, you know, these two run into each other a lot lately, and they get up and no one's like overreacting or yelling or pushing. It's just get on our bikes and go, which is kind of interesting. You'd expect maybe a little bit more theatrics there. Moving on from that, though, let's talk about the whoops in the main event because Cooper Webb got all out of shape in them here. And I wanted to highlight the two V ruts down kind of the middle of the whoops. There's the one that Sexton's in right there, and then the one that Coop is trying to go for on the right side right here. But when Coop makes his mistake, he ends up going in the middle of both of them off the start. So right there you can see the V's in the whoops. He starts in the middle of them and he's going towards the right side of the track, but that's also starting to kick him out a little bit with the rear tire kicking out right and coming back left. Really a pretty remarkable save by Webb not to go down right here. But unfortunately for Sexton, on the very next lap, the whoops will reach up to bite him. And Sexton says that he should have probably moved around a little bit earlier on in hindsight, but this was a product of the whoops getting that V-neck kind of in the middle of the whoops that we see sometimes with these guys trying to blitz him. And really this time, Sexton's like right in it. He's going right through that V in the whoops, but you can see right here, this little lip, he's going to just catch it with his rear tire. It's a slanted lip of the V, and it kicks it right back left, and then he's pretty much off to the races from there. Does a pretty remarkable job to make it an extra, 5 whoops before he goes down after that, but he was going a little bit faster than Coop, so he couldn't slow it down, and he ends up crashing in the bales. It's a tough deal because he had, you know, the race win maybe there after Coop's mistake. Coop was still close. He could have maybe gotten to him in the end, but Coop is going to take the win here in Tampa. Want to give props to Sexton because he was dejected after the race, but he still goes up, finds Webb after and shakes his hand to say congratulations, but you can see it really bothered him, and now he's got another chance to try to come back and get it at Oakland and wipe the slate clean because this one frustrated the heck out of him to lose this main event. I want to remind everybody that this video is presented by OnX Off-Road. Nowhere to go with the #1 off-road GPS app. Access 500,000 plus miles of trails and roads, open dates, and public lands. Download the OnX Off-Road app today. On to the 250 class we go, and I feel like this whole thing is the Hunter Lawrence story in the main event because he came from not such a great start. He's going to make a double pass here on Hayden Deegan and Michael Mosiman, but what I thought was weird about this, and I couldn't really understand why he did it, was he's going to like square up Mosiman to try to get back around him before the finish here. Instead of cutting underneath of him to make the pass, he just kind of goes straight into the side of him, and he actually said that he and Michael got into it a little bit earlier in practice as well with a little bit of shenanigans that he wasn't happy with what Michael was doing. So later in the main event, when he comes to actually make the pass on him, he just runs a little bit higher than he needs to put him on the ground. I don't think he was trying to take Michael out, but again, this is just, you know, jumping into the corner and taking the line away that Michael is going for. You can see that Michael's going to go for this second rut right here, the way that he's arcing this corner. But Hunter's just going to go basically across all of these ruts and take his line away. Even though Mosiman was able to react and try to counterbalance his weight, he still wasn't in a position to save this one because the front tire got taken out from underneath of him. Here's another side angle view that Tom got, and really just not much room left in that rut for Michael. He could have went a little bit higher if he knew it was coming, but he didn't really know that he was going to try to make that pass there, so it happens. Later in the main event, though, final lap of the race, 2 turns to go. Thrasher and Hunter Lawrence get into it. Then Thrasher goes a little bit deep in this corner. Hunter slides back up the inside and just beats him to the line right here to win the main event. So close. I mean, first of which, this attempt to keep Hunter behind him by Thrasher was pretty remarkable because he basically just, you know, perpendicular to the track, blocks Lawrence's line to come across right there, looks back a couple times. He's trying to get to the inside of this corner, but he just goes a little bit long, so Hunter slides up the inside of him, and then eventually to the flag. Also wanted to point out The timing loop is halfway down the finish line jump, so that's how they officially score it. But someone was saying, well, maybe Thrasher beat him to the line. It's a little bit unfair. But you can see here that even Lawrence's front wheel was already over the line before Thrasher got there, so all is fair in the end. They shake hands. I saw a lot of criticism about what Thrasher did in this last turn and why doesn't he block a little bit better. So people are saying, well, why doesn't he just tuck inside and roll all the way through the inside and block the line there? Well, then Hunter could go outside, do the step on, step off, no problem, and win the race. So it's like, why doesn't Thrasher go outside and do the step on, step off? Because then Hunter could just come up the inside and do exactly what he does right here. So Thrasher goes for like the middle, block the inside on entry and then try to just block the ruts through the corner, but doesn't really work out. I mean, he still almost got it. If it's not for Lawrence blocking him all the way up this jump phase right here, Thrasher might still be able to jump onto the table, but in the end, it just doesn't quite work out in his favor. Lawrence wins the main event, and hey, we got a thrilling race to watch, and hopefully we see more of it as we move back to 250 West coming up this weekend in Oakland.